begin this whole thing with a thank you. And when you go to a place like Encore, you're met with so many opportunities to be influenced in so many beautiful ways. And I'm so humbled to be standing here and wearing this, and to be looking at all the people whom without I would not have had to face this challenge, but also whom without I wouldn't have gotten to learn so many amazing lessons that given everybody has to learn, but in so many beautiful ways. So thank you to those of you who have equipped me enough to conquer my greatest fear, a valedictorian speech. I had massive difficulty writing this speech because I was constantly battling with the question of why me? What about my GPA justifies public speaking? Did you know that public speaking is rated as the greatest fear in America, closely followed by death and spiders? Up until now, I never had a fear of speaking, but it is true that we fear the thing we want the most. I've dreamed about giving this speech for years, and then when the time finally came, I totally panicked. I wrote so many awful speeches, and I even went on Wikipedia to look up the 8 steps of a successful speech, and they didn't help. And then I took a moment to realize the opportunity that was sitting in front of me. When Abraham Lincoln wrote the Gettysburg Address, he wasn't striving to be eloquent. And when Martin Luther King Jr. shared with us his dream, he wasn't trying to be quoted. They were just really passionate about what they were talking about and so happy to speak on behalf of the people that they loved so much. They took full advantage of their opportunities, and I intend to do that myself, starting now. Class of 2014. Congratulations. We totally did it. It's now our turn to attempt to keep the little hats on and to watch our parents and teachers cry. But it's also our turn where we must begin working towards what we want as adults, and also what we want as the generation that has been in training to change the world. But as you begin to make plans, or maybe for some of you, as you begin to take those first steps into putting plans into action, I always hope you keep in mind the element of surprise. Because in case you haven't realized, not everything will always go your way. But they say that retrospect is 20/20 vision. And someday, when we're older, we'll get all the answers to our whys. Or maybe some of them. So long as we keep the faith and continue to ask more. You are now allowed to say, when I was in high school, which I feel comes with an entirely new surge of wisdom. But leaving Encore, I feel like you leave with a form of knowledge that's very different from what the rest of the world is going to give you. If there's one thing Encore has taught us in the past few years, it's the chance to figure out ourselves what we love to do. And in some cases, to find out what we do not love to do. I don't like to dance. The Lord has put upon my heart a very special Bible verse that I would like to share with you guys, and it is Philippians 4:8. It says, "Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, lovely, and commendable, if there is any excellence and if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things." In mild speak, we have so much more to be thankful for, and we're walking out of this place with so much more than what we deserve. So I hope when you start your story of when I was in high school, you talk about your stories of success. You talk about perfect natural photo light. Woo. You talk about tangible emotion, like that little clay fish Chloe June made me once. You talk about that guitar solo you totally slayed. A time will come when you're not going to remember the steps to every dance you learn or what comes after the second verse. But I can guarantee that the swelling in your heart will never reduce. We've achieved far beyond what normal graduates get to achieve. We have found passion. And beyond that, we've watched some of our greatest friends find their passion as well. The wonderful thing is that our hunger is never going to be satisfied. If you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. But if you teach him how, he can feed himself forever. And that is what I hope you take away from this place. That when you walk out of here, you're thanking Encore High School and everything within, in whatever way suits you best, for teaching us, one, what we really wanted out of life, and two, for showing us the best and possibly the worst path to take in achieving it. Thank you.